Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, go and check out our other videos. Click and subscribe. Now we move on to Season 1, Episode 6 of The Simpsons, which is called Moaning Lisa, which first aired in February the 11th, 1990. The title comes from the painting entitled Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci.
This episode is also the first to include a second storyline or subplot. Basically, the main principle of it is Bart and Homer playing the boxing game Slugfest, and Homer's obsession
To try and beat Bart,
to basically get one victory over him, because Bart is he's beating him all the time, and he's just that sort of gamer that can really be annoying if you lose, and he's just the principle of a sore winner, basically, always goading about his victories.
The episode is based on Lisa being sad all throughout the episode, like being depressed.
And with this, you've got the viewpoint of both Homer and Marge. Homer trying to help out, but also with this also being the first episode where you really see Lisa's love of the saxophone.
And it's the first episode of the series to focus on Lisa. And just a point, the idea for it was suggested by the Simpsons producer James L. Brooks, who wanted to do an episode where Lisa was sad, but she did not know why. So the writers also felt they had done several jokey episodes on the show and wanted to try something new that was really emotional and sweet.
And getting back to the Homer-Lisa dynamic, as I say, her love of the saxophone comes out in this episode, but at the same point you still get that first instance of Homer getting annoyed by it, but then because...
As he shouts.
Yeah, but then with Lisa being so upset and explaining that she's just singing the blues or playing the blues because she's sad, Homer then understands, but then she's like, with the sound of me cracking the keys.
Yeah.
So Homer's trying to be the parent who's trying to help, but again, it's Homer, he's not that helpful. Marge, on the other hand, takes a different approach, sees it as what she experienced with her mum, and trying to force her
to be happy when she's not.
And basically, she basically tells Lisa
to be someone she's not, basically.
Yeah, she basically tells her to just basically telling her to pretend that she's happy and all this. When she drops off at school, though,
that's when she changes her mind.
Yeah, she suddenly sees that the kids only like for brain, with one kid saying, "Oh, you can come round later and do my homework," and also Mr. Largo, who was partially inspired by one of Matt Groening's music teachers, but then when she sees Mr. Largo speaking to Lisa and being derogatory towards having a go at her, but basically playing her own form of music the day before, that just tips Marge over the edge, and that's when Marge sees a line. It's just like, you be whatever you want to be. You want to be sad, you be sad. And
as a parent, that's the way you should be.
Yeah, but it takes Marge seeing Lisa being treated badly to get to that. But that's the point where Lisa actually then comes to terms and starts smiling.
In this episode, I think this is where you find out the true Lisa, where the love of the saxophone, partly brain as well, which is brainy.
Yeah, and then this
bit different from the other Simpsons characters.
Yeah, and the fact she's sometimes down in later episodes. I mean, some of the times that's just portrayed as the fact of she doesn't have any friends.
She doesn't really have friends.
But this is the...
She has Janie. She has her as a bit of a hangout at school.
But again, that's on-off.
Yeah,
some episodes of the mates, other times it's just like one of the girls that ignores her. But this is the first episode, or the really main episode, to really focus on her just being sad for not in her eyes for no reason. She doesn't know why she's sad.
Just goes on about the troubles in the world as well, hunger. Yeah.
But then also in this episode, with the debut of Bleeding Gums Murphy, this then makes her see the light, gives her someone to look up to. It's basically her hero because of the fact he's a jazz musician. It's another person who plays the saxophone.
Yeah, and that character was loosely based on Sonny Rollins, a great saxophone player who took a break from his life as a recording and performer jazz artist to practice his musical craft on a bridge.
But yeah, again, that leads into another moment. Once Marge realises that Lisa's not at home, she's then, again...
I don't know how they could hear that from where they were.
Yeah, again, another instance of just knowing where to be, even though she didn't leave any notes, she just left the house.
Yeah, but I don't know how you could hear it from there. Is the bridge that close to the Simpsons' house?
Yeah, but again, I think it's similar to Homer when he was going to the bridge. It's like that need of, she's not there, but I'll be there. And just the fact of, because she's speaking to a stranger, is just the fact she takes her away straight away.
And he gets the name Bleeding Gums because he's never been to the dentist.
Yeah. But we'll go back to the subplot for a second. So, as I say, it's basically Homer
trying to beat Bart,
which leads him
going to the arcades,
and then he meets this kid who's a dab hand. He's won so many fights, and apparently he's only on his first quarter.
Yeah.
Although this kid beats him, Homer picks up tips to
beat Bart. Well, nearly beat Bart.
Yeah, it leads back to Homer and Bart playing one final game. At the time, we don't know it's the final game, but basically, Homer's on the verge of beating him before Marge comes in and just pulls the plug.
You would be annoyed if it was you wanting to beat someone that bad and then someone pulls the plug.
But then it's just typical Bart fashion. It's
Retires.
Like he knows he was about to get beaten. It's just like, does what any great champion does when they know they've got away without losing. It's just like, yep, announced his retirement from video
Homer gets
games,
upset.
And Homer's just, yeah, exactly. Homer's upset because he thought he'd finally beat him, finally get one over on him, and then.
Well, I think he was one punch away.
Yeah, and that basically it for that one. It's, as subplots go, simple enough storyline.
Wasn't a bad subplot actually.
Yep. But yeah, and then we get to the closing sequence where now Lisa and Marge decide to take the family to the jazz hall or jazz pub.
The jazz hall.
The jazz hall, exactly, to watch Bleeding Gums perform, and he then performs the song that Lisa
played to him.
Yeah, and basically it's one of these, the song is basically ripping on every member of the family. Yet, considering he's the dumbest, Homer's the only one who realises
he does, yeah, exactly.
He's being hit on. And again, you get, I don't know what it is with cupcakes.
Yeah.
It's like, in the previous episode, it was a fight over cupcakes, and this one, Lisa gives up a cupcake.
But then she moans about it in a song that Marge gave her last cupcake away, but Lisa gave her cupcake away.
But yeah, so in reflection, yeah, two storylines, not really, one main, one sub, intertwine quite well, because they're two separate, two completely different ones. Marge takes on the role of looking after Lisa and getting her back on track, and Homer just...
Is he like a big kid in this episode playing the games console and go to the arcades wanting to beat his son?
Well, at the end of the day, when it comes to competitiveness, you'll do anything to win.
Yeah, you will.
So yeah, plus points, negatives for the episode.
Negatives. I didn't really like the Bleeding Gums Murphy introduction.
Yeah, did the producers though, because he didn't really get many episodes. I think
he didn't.
He got one more episode after this, maybe 2 before they killed him off.
Maybe 2.
And even when they brought him back as a ghost or holograms or whatever ways that the Simpsons always resort to bring back characters they've killed off.
Yeah, and like you said before, how did Marge know where Lisa was?
Yeah.
And how did Lisa know where Bleeding Gums was? Yeah. You can hear music, yeah, but...
As I say, I think you just put that down to just the fact of cartoon TV-ness. It's like, they know where they are, but they just don't think of an idea of how to get themselves from point A to point B with that. They just get there, and then it's like they hope that no one notices. Or maybe they're just going with the fact of it's a cartoon, it doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah.
But were they going a bit heavy with the sadness of the episode, or did it actually work into it?
It went a bit too much with the sadness.
I mean, I suppose...
What are you trying to get with music makes you happier?
Well, to be fair, jazz as itself, as it's been portrayed with Lisa over the series, it's more when she's upset anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't really portray it as being a happy thing. In this one, it makes her happy. But I think really throughout the series, she only really plays it when she's feeling down, really.
Sad, yeah.
But again, like you say, that's probably her way of being...
portraying herself.
Yeah. It makes her
happy. Expressing herself
is
the word.
Even if at least Homer doesn't appreciate it.
No.
At the best of times, and he just feels... Well, he just comes across as annoyed with it. Positives?
Positive was when Marge and Homer were in the kitchen speaking to Bart, and they were saying to Bart, it's like, do you love your sister? You know I do. He knows I do.
But he never really says that. He just goes, I know the answer, you know the answer, we all know the answer.
Yeah, and I like the way he tries to make her feel better by ringing Rose. So that shows that Bart does actually care about his sister, but in a different way. He can't exactly say it.
He can't show the feelings, but he could still...
It's like every guy, he can't show the feelings.
Put it across in his own way, but still try and make it that he isn't a caring big brother.
Yeah.
But then again, another point we missed out in the episode, a scene with Bart, Lisa and Maggie, where Bart and Lisa are trying to prove Maggie's love, who Maggie loves the most.
Yeah, that's right, the TV.
And it's like, Lisa gives up on that one and just like, oh, you're going to go to Bart anyway, but then she goes off and hooks the TV. So again, sibling rivalry there. It's like they stoop so low, or Bart stoops so low that it has to bring Maggie into it.
Yeah, and Lisa just gives up in the end.
Well, yeah, that was the whole point of the
episode, yeah.
It's like Lisa's giving up. But again, I suppose plus point the fact that Marge finally works out what's going on, and her and Lisa actually come to the understanding together, back to feeling maybe not 100%, but get her to a point where she's comfortable enough to
in her own skin,
to smile. And then, even though she is apprehensive towards being on a bridge with bleeding gums by the end of the episode, it's then decide between the two of them, go and watch him perform.
Would you say it's like Mr. Largo treated Lisa the way he did in the actual music room?
Really, teachers are supposed to be there to nurture the children.
Or outside, embarrassing in front of old kids.
Yeah, and to be fair, it weren't like she was playing a song out of tune. She was just playing a different song. Because she wasn't feeling right. But then just the way he acts after she reels off all the people she's doing it for, the fact of it's like all these people that are down on the luck, the poor families and all this sort of things, and just his response of, oh, well, none of those horrible people are going to be there. So he's just portrayed as just at least a mean teacher with that and both the incident in the playground. So, was this actually his first appearance as well, or was this just his first main speaking appearance? I think we'll go with his first main speaking appearance.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he's been a subplot background character somewhere else.
Yeah, I think he has as well.
But yeah, basically, although there's other kids in this episode, I don't think any of the main kids are in it, is there?
No, they weren't, no. Yeah, Janie was in the canteen and didn't really speak much.
And then it's just basically...
She only said one thing, are you joining in with like the food fight?
Yeah.
Something like that, and then...
Well, the kids themselves don't present much.
No.
The ones that are involved in the storyline are just generic kids that you don't really see again. Apart from the one that was first started the conversation with Lisa, I think he was the same one that was in a later episode when she got the pony and they gave him the Ralph voice, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure on that, but again, as I say, no main child characters in that one that have any main point to it. Anything else to add on that one?
Nothing there's much really to add, is there?
Yeah. For episodes of this series, I think this one's not really got as much in it.
No. The reception the actual episode got in its original American broadcast, it finished 34th place in the weekly ratings for the week of February the 5th to February the 11th, 1990. So, I think that will conclude the episode review.
Yep, shorter one today, but as I say, not really much in this one. Main storyline, subplot, they basically tell their own tale.
If you think we've missed anything of the episode, please comment down below. If you can think of another positive and another negative, we'd always like to hear your comments. Click the like button and subscribe.
Subscribe, comment, share the video if you enjoyed it.
And we'll see you next time.